Nigeria's anti-sexual harassment strategy is 2 steps forward, 3 steps elsewhere. The Senate devises the talk now and take a bow system for ministerial nominees because who needs accountability? All hands are on deck to ensure Nigeria and Niger do not go from fighting insurgents to fighting each other. Welcome to Headlines Unwrapped. I'm Anthonieta Kalunta, and this is why you should care. Let's begin with a threat that could make Nigeria and Niger go from BFFs to enemies. Back in July, the Presidential Guard in Niger launched a coup and detained President Mohamed Bazoum and his family. Then, senior officers from various branches of the Defense and Security Forces formed a junta and announced the seizure of power on a televised broadcast. By end of July, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, called for the immediate release and reinstatement of Niger's president within 1 week, else they will take all measures to restore constitutional order in the country, including the use of force. Why should you care about all this? Firstly, Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the chairman of the ECOWAS. If your president leads the war using your military, you, my friend, are involved, because if the war is a long war, which it will most likely be, you will be drafted to serve in the military. Secondly, have you taken a look at the map? Nigeria shares a long border with Niger. Any form of conflict will disrupt trade routes, economic ties, and cross-border business activities. You're going to lose a lot of money or whatever little you were making. And then, if there is a war in Niger, guess where all the refugees will end up? That's right, in Nigeria. And then there's the issue of security. Nigeria and Niger share joint efforts in fighting extremists and terrorists. Any instability will provide a safe environment for terrorists to thrive. Away from that now and to the Senate, on 31st July, senators began screening President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ministerial nominees. Ideally, the Senate should have done their homework before the screening. They should have reviewed documents and ensured that security clearance was complete before even inviting the nominee for a public screening. During this screening, again, ideally, nominees introduce themselves, the senators then ask questions relevant to the nominee's qualifications, expertise, and portfolio, and nominees answer truthfully, using examples and avoiding vagueness. But that's not what happened, because we don't live in an ideal country. For instance, former Senator Abubakar Kyari did not speak to the Senate or answer any questions before being asked to bow and go. His screening lasted a total of 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Abubakar Badaru, former governor of Jigawa State, was also asked to bow and go immediately after he gave a short remark. Nyesom Wike, former governor of Rivers State, was also asked to bow and go without being asked any relevant questions. Hold on a sec. There was this one senator who decided to break the monotony. He asked Wike to confirm that he was going to continue the good work he had done in Rivers State once he became minister. Even common entrance screenings are not that easy. And why should you care? Because you know that Nigeria you were hoping for, the one where leaders are qualified for the offices they occupy? Well, with a trajectory like this one, you just have to keep hoping. Because based on these screenings, we're just going to be getting the regular, I can't remember if I actually earned the certificate I said I did, minister. The let's just trust God to solve this problem because it's beyond me, minister. Oh, my favorite. I'm just going to ignore you all till this blows away, minister. And guess who suffers the adverse impact of this kind of leadership? You and your kids. And finally, let's make a quick stop to the University of Calabar, where on Monday, August 14th, female students at the Faculty of Law accused the Dean of Faculty, Cyril Ndifo, of sexual harassment and held a peaceful rally on campus to protest against him. Turns out that in 2015, Cyril Ndifo was accused of raping a female student in his office. After a preliminary investigation by the university's management, he was suspended from the university. Ndifo tried to get reinstated by suing the school, but the court upheld the university's punishment. Surprisingly, in 2022, the school reinstated Ndifo and he also became Dean of Faculty. Well, after the protest by the female students, the university suspended Ndifo again and relieved him as dean. But why should you care about any of this? Because the justice system affects you. Imagine you're a victim of sexual harassment. You follow due process, achieve what you believe to be justice, and then boom, your accuser is walking free and even getting rewarded for it. No reversal of the previous judgment, no explanations. Or imagine that you're the one being accused and you go through due process and you're proven innocent. The justice system is still meant to protect you. If there is evidence that you did not do it, that should be public information. The fact that Ndifon was initially suspended and then reinstated raises questions about accountability and the effectiveness of the university's actions. If somehow he was cleared of the charges, the system should have been transparent about that. And if he wasn't cleared, what was the justification for his reinstatement? That's it for this episode of Headlines Unwrapped. I hope you found solid reasons to care. My name is Anthonieta Kalunta. See you next time.